Christian, you portrayed race driver Ken Miles, British-born, American naturalized citizen. I'm going to read a quote from Ken, and I'd like you to comment on it. "I'm a mechanic. I am a mechanic. This has been the direction of my entire vocational life. Driving is a hobby, like golfing is to others." Pretty intense hobby given the time period. What kind of guy was Ken Miles?
He was a real colourful character. He was somebody who just didn't do anything by halves. He was absolutely uncompromising. He was a tough man. He was in a tank unit that liberated Belsen. He was there in D-Day, like +3. And yeah, he was a man who became obsessed at a young age at just taking things apart and putting them back together. And that is how he viewed himself first and foremost, was as a mechanic. So, but what that became brilliant for was that he knew exactly what was wrong with the car and could communicate that perfectly and work on his own car, and turned out to be an absolutely world-class racer himself. And I mean, sometimes there were some races that he would win in his own car, the Flying Shingle, which was an MG that he modified himself. He would be so far ahead of other people, and he was a bit cocky. He would stop, get out, go and have a sandwich, get back in the car, and still win the race, and then get disqualified, but he didn't really care.
World-class racer, perhaps, but not necessarily a household name.
No.
Right.
Where Carroll Shelby was a legend then, and they're still talking about him in motorsport circles. What kind of guy was Carroll Shelby?
Well, he was a salesman. That's what he was very, very good at, promoting himself, promoting what he was working on.
You ready? I was born ready, Mr. Shelby. Hit it.
Bigger than life kind of character with that Texas twang, and he could just charm anybody. And this movie kind of finds him at this inflection point in his life and in Ken's life, where this is kind of a last chance for Ken, and this is a big transition moment for Shelby, where he can't race anymore because he's got a bad ticker, so he's got to try to pivot into something else, and this is the beginning of him becoming who he eventually became.
Gentlemen, I'd wish you luck, but you're not going to need it. This film stands on its own merit.
Oh, thanks so much.
Christian Bale, Matt Damon, thank you for sharing your time with the Motor Racing Network.
Thanks a lot.